Diamond Dave versus the Red Rocker. Van Halen versus Van Hagar showdown next on Rock and Roll Seniors. Welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll Seniors, the show where we talk crap about hard rock and heavy metal. With us we got Luis, our special guest star, which has become our permanent member, Jim, because Dave is apparently dead, Papo, and myself, Andrew. And we're gonna do.
He's been too long in that bathroom. I don't know.
That's gonna be a big bill.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I know, right? It's that bathroom break has been. Damn.
Like in every episode, we're gonna start with a T-shirt check. I'll start. I'm wearing some Arch Enemy because it's Arch Enemy and they're awesome.
Sweet.
So, Van Halen 2004 tour. Again, I bought this one on the concert, not on the
parking lot.
Not on the parking lot. Not
you bought that in the parking lot because that's not David Lee Roth. That's Sammy Hagar. So.
Sammy Hagar 2004. I mean, what? So, Van Halen 2004 tour.
What are you rocking, Luis?
This is Van Halen from their 1982 tour.
Parking lot?
No, website. That's a website.
Yeah, no. 1982 tour. I actually bought this on their actual website.
Sweet.
I got a link, like an email one day about Van Halen stuff on sale, and I saw this one. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. So this is it.
Excellent.
Diver Down. I think it's Diver Down 2. I believe so.
And Jimbo?
Rush
Can't hide it.
Rush did not get any money for this. I'm sorry to say. No, but it is their debut album.
Working Man.
Logo there. Yep, they got the Rush album. Probably hard to find this version of a shirt unless you. I don't know, but anyway.
Have you seen the shirt that is basically the same font, but instead of Rush, it says Rash?
And I think they had and I think there was a pink version of this as well. I don't know.
Good album. Not
neat
anyway. There, but it was a good album too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yep. Okay, so tonight we are gonna be talking Van Halen versus Van Hagar, and the reason for that is Papo's a huge fan of Van Halen,
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
this topic made me have to listen. I mean, I knew Van Hagar songs, obviously, but listen to all his albums and compare it to old Diamond Dave's albums. And is one era better than the other? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't. Who's gonna start?
I don't know. Whoever wants to start.
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? I don't know. It's gonna be.
Okay, to get the discussion started, I got comments from the bathroom from Dave, and I just read what I asked him. Hey, you want to say something about Van Halen versus Van Hagar? And he's kind of like a poet, so he said, "No, there's no Van Hagar. There's Van Halen." Then Dave left, and there was no more band. Sammy hired himself as a new backing band, and fuck Sammy. He convinced part of the world that he wasn't a C-list rock star. So he does not like.
I guess he doesn't like Van Hagar. Let's put it that
Van
way.
Hagar.
So let's dissect that and see who he likes better.
So Dave, tell us how you really feel.
I think I'm on Dave. I think I'm on Dave's side. The absent Dave from our fourth year. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like a band, I always like a band is whoever starts the band. I think like Journey is Steve Perry. To me, I mean, you got but and Van Halen is Dave, Diamond Dave, David Lee Roth, because he started the band. And when I think of Van Halen, I think of Van Halen with David Lee Roth. That's all the songs.
Party band Van Halen.
And he was he was the front man. He was a crazy ass front man. The voice, all the crazy screams and shit, and all the theatrics on stage, the crazy outfits. I mean, he was like the face of the band.
And I mean, there's rumors, but let's be honest, he left.
Yeah,
he left. Be more famous.
Again, did he left or he got fired?
I think it was a mutual parting of the
Yeah,
ways.
it's a mutual thing. I mean, he left, and I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he thought he wanted to branch out and do all his solo albums and the crazy.
Which he
songs
did.
Which he did, and he was
Yeah,
incredible.
the first two albums. I mean,
For a small period, he was successful.
I think if you were looking for like long-term success, yeah, I mean, Sammy Hagar was able to accomplish that and carry carry on. But Diamond Dave, maybe you call it a flash in the pan. I don't know, but I mean, he was the spark, man. I mean, he was.
Well, he had 5 albums, 6 albums.
Yeah,
Six.
it was.
Yeah,
it wasn't
6
a short
albums.
run, but yeah,
Six.
I mean, I don't know. He was just. I don't know. Face of the band.
Yeah, Van Halen. Van Halen.
I guess
disrespect
with
to
that
Sammy.
with Sammy,
Yeah.
it brought like a different audience to the band.
Yeah, it was a different era.
I think that's why
it's
that's why
different.
all their albums with Sammy went to number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so,
he brought that, I guess, his own fans, whoever were fans of Sammy Hagar with solo career, and when he joined Van Halen, probably maybe some of those people never heard of Van. I mean, probably I would say everybody will have at least heard from Van Halen. But probably some people were like, "Oh, who's this Van Halen band that Sammy Hagar is joining?" So
Let me tell you, I did my homework because I had never listened to the Van Hagar albums, like from to bottom, like first to last song, all of them in a row this week, and like you know the songs because you have heard it on the radio, but you're not like 100% sure how many of them. But when you listen to all the albums, there were a lot of hits with Sammy.
Yeah,
A lot of hits. I was like, holy shit, that's a hit, and that's a hit,
Yeah, no,
and that's
definitely.
a hit. But also, Van Halen went from this crazy ass party band to a more mainstream.
more
Radio
mature. I will say more
rock.
mature.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
definitely.
more mature.
Eddie Van Halen. I've read that he wanted to take the band in a different direction. He wanted to experiment with different kinds of
and he couldn't have done that with David.
Yeah,
styles.
exactly.
And,
I mean, David
and
was.
Diamond Dave just wanted to party and rock and roll, which who can blame him? That was Van Halen's
First era.
the brand.
Yeah.
The brand was we're a party band,
Yeah.
and also I read that difference between Sammy and Dave was Sammy was a more professional band. Like all the songs were composed properly. Apparently, with Diamond Dave, it's like, hey, let's just you come up with the
Yeah.
riff, and we'll come up with a song, and we'll do it. But I can't argue that the first album is kind of revolutionary with not only Eddie's guitar playing, but Diamond Dave singing. I mean, it's
Yeah, they were
raspy
so,
voice with this little ee
Yeah, and
screaming.
yelling and stuff.
I didn't hear that before.
Yeah, they were there. Yeah, Diamond Dave. You know, like I said, the stage presence along with Eddie's incredible guitar playing. It was like, you know, you just caught people's attention, and they just caught on fire from day one. I mean, it wasn't, you know, like a lot of some other bands we've talked about in other episodes. You know, Cheap Trick. You know, first, second album. I don't know how many they had before Budokan. You know, it didn't translate. It didn't, you know, but I mean, Van Halen from day one. It was like, wow. You
Yeah,
know, this
that
guy,
debut album,
the front man, and between David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen, and you know the two other players in that band. You know, no disrespect, but you know it could have been anyone back there. But between Dave
But
and
Michael
Eddie,
Anthony's
you know,
back in vocals.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Yeah.
the backing
those-
vocals.
well, yeah, that's
Edward
true,
Van
yeah.
Halen. I mean, that's
Yeah.
and Alex Van Halen is a great drummer. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Oh
thing
yeah.
is
I said
that
no
he's- I mean,
disrespect,
it's in
but
the
for
shadow
for
of-
the,
Yeah,
for
he
the
was a
person.
good. He was a good, very
Yeah.
good drummer, but he
But for the
wasn't.
lay person, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, between those two at the front, it was like this. They just caught fire. You know, a lot of that was Dave. You know, and another thing.
But
that
there
we-
was. Oh, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
was just say, you know, and they're not the first band that you know members have switched, but you know the odd thing is that unlike Kiss, you know, when Ace Frehley left and someone took over his spot and took over his appearance, you know, Sammy Hagar never wore any of Diamond Dave's pants, his leather pants.
No, he was his own man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
Sammy.
none
I
of-
mean, it's a
like,
different
I know
thing.
none of
Sa-
us has
sa-
ever seen Sammy's ass.
No, I don't think so. No.
Not his-
And Sammy cannot do
his,
those high. Well,
no, his bare
they-
cheeks.
Well,
I
he's
don't
doing
think
it.
David can
I
do
mean,
We've
anymore.
seen Diamond Dave's ass. We've seen Blackie Lawless ass. We've seen too many guys' asses.
But no Sammy.
But nonetheless, he was popular nonetheless. But yeah, no, I don't know.
But Van Hagar has party songs.
Oh yeah,
though.
but
Yeah, they party. I mean,
but I mean the Sammy Hagar
come on, finish
stuff.
what you started. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh no, they do have.
They do, yeah.
But I don't know. It was good. It was very good. Sammy's album.
Yeah.
But it was lacking a little bit of that. You know, it's
Flash.
Van Halen. It's fucking Van Halen. It's you don't know what you're gonna get next. Some crazy riff from Eddie Van Halen, and you don't know how Dave's gonna sing this song. Is he gonna talk? Is he gonna
Talk
say
about his-
incoherent shit in the
Talk
middle?
about his dog.
he's gonna forget.
Have you
forgot
seen
the
Junior's Great? What the fuck? I mean, yeah. So Well, let's say what is your favorite, or which one you consider to be Diamond Dave's best Van Halen album?
I think.
Well,
I would-
the first
I
one.
would-
I mean,
Oh,
definitely.
the first one. There's
Yeah,
no.
the
There's
first-
no.
Better than 1984?
Oh yeah.
No, definitely. I mean,
Oh yeah. Yes.
But Diamond Dave, he was famous for. See, only Diamond Dave could do this, like Ice Cream Man. Where, like, who else is going to do Ice Cream Man as a song? But he pulls that stuff off, man. You know.
I heard Sammy tried a couple
cover.
of...
I haven't heard the original one of Ice
Yeah.
Cream Man, so I was
Yeah.
like, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's an old blues song. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but with Sammy, when I was
Yeah.
listening, I think there were a couple of bluesy songs that they were trying, and my first thought was, this is not as good as with Diamond Dave.
But yeah, I mean, I like Sammy's stuff too. I mean, like you said, it's a different vibe.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
different era.
I thought 5150 was really
Yeah.
good. I know you 812 was good, and
To
then
me, that's their best album with Sammy Hagar. Or UA12.
and then starts going down with
Fuck.
another Carno.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought Balance. I didn't. That was the hardest one to listen to.
I love Balance.
Yeah, Balance
You
is
do?
good.
I like it.
They already have problems in balance.
Yeah, I think
because-
that's why that album was so. It sounded like the heaviest of all the albums they did with Sammy. Like it kind of like, I don't know. I want to say darker. Album?
Yeah, they were in another place. Everybody was
Yeah.
sick in that tour. I mean, and Sammy saying in
Yeah,
one
they were
interview,
sick of
I
each
mean,
other probably.
Maybe we can take a break. We took a break. They were together, but I mean, they were continue. I mean, touring, and everybody was sick. Everybody was in, I would say, in bad mood, and
I
You
think
got-
the manager
yeah.
died at Leffert too, so that had more to the.
I think I read. I'm not a huge deep dive Van Halen fan, but that Dave was brought into the band.
He is. He just mentioned his manager's name.
Yeah, Dave was brought into the band because he was like this rich kid that had like an amps and stuff, and he had money and like
Oh, really?
And they're like, hey, bring this guy, and he's
I
got
think I
equipment.
heard
and
that
stuff.
Yeah,
story.
they ran equipment. For
Yeah,
him,
he had equipment or access to equipment, and then lo and behold, he seemed to have a hell of a talent for being a frontman as well.
Yep.
In addition to all the money and equipment that he brought into the band, so he kind of funded him and was the singer, but and then how it grew from there is all history. But
Worst Van Halen album with Diamond Dave. Which one? If you had
Whatever,
to-
Diver Down. I mean,
Diver Down.
is that
That's
Down?
a cover album. I mean,
the-
and that's why Edward
yeah.
Van Halen next album was in his studio because he was so mad because that was a cover album.
He got pushed by the record.
Yeah, by the
company.
record. So he
Isn't
was
that the one where he was chained to a fence or?
Yeah,
was
Pretty
he
Woman. I
handcuffed to a
think
fence?
that.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
I mean,
You get the album and you get the poster and you're like, it's Diamond Dave without a
really,
shirt.
really bad video, by the way.
yeah, great tour, but again, it was a cover album. You hear how many songs are? A Pretty Woman, like
Dancing in the Street,
Dancing
Pretty
in the
Woman, Where Have All the Good Times Gone?
yeah, all the covers. I mean, that's why he said no. I'm gonna be in my
The
studio.
one that is like Big Bad, Sweet William now. whatever
Yeah,
it's
so
called.
Happy Trails.
Yeah.
Happy
I mean,
Trails.
yeah.
So again,
Well,
it's a
yeah, when you
cover
think about
album.
it, Led Zeppelin did the same thing. They've got famous on covers or variations of covers. But I mean, yeah, Van Halen, they did a lot of covers. They worked them well. But yeah, I guess as you get later, like you said, you kind of want some original stuff. But
So-
they did have a knack for really.
I mean,
changing
it was a
around.
successful album, but again, I mean, he doesn't like the idea to do that, and that's why, again, he built his studio, 51 Studio, and they recorded 1984 in his studio. So
Okay. So,
But
okay.
I mean, they got famous on a.
Let's see if we
song,
can
so,
get
yeah.
consensus. Best album, debut album with Diamond Dave, the one I'm talking about. Worst album, Diver Down.
Yep.
Which one would you put at number 2?
Fair warning.
Fair Warning?
yeah, Fair Warning, I would say
Yeah.
Van Halen.
Over 1984?
Yeah, and Fair Warning. Yeah, that's
Yep,
my
Fair
Yeah.
Warning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And then number 5,
the
Van
reason-
Halen 2?
The reason for 1984 for me is that song "Girl Gone Bad."
you don't like that?
Nah,
Yeah.
it's
No, that's
okay.
a good song. And
It's
House
okay.
of Pain too is good. I mean,
That's why I put Fair Warning higher, even though Fair Warning has Push Comes to Shove, which still is a great song in Diamond Dave standards because nobody else could have pulled that song, other singer, only
Yeah.
Diamond Dave. But yeah, I think debut album, Fair Warning,
Fair Warning.
1984,
Okay.
Woman and Children First,
Well, I like it, Woman and Children First.
Yeah.
and
I like
Van
that.
Halen
Some good
2.
songs on it.
I will swap those two.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
that's
I
number
would
two,
swap.
maybe.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say Van Halen, Fair Warning, Van Halen 2.
Oh, really?
I like Van Halen too. Than
I don't like Van Halen 2 that much. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And where would you put women and children first?
after Van Halen 2. I mean, for me, Van Halen, for Warning, Van Halen 2,
You put it number 4?
yeah, Woman and Children first, yeah. And 1984 and Diver Down was the last one. For the Diamond Dave.
Van Halen, Fair Warning, 1984, Woman and Children First, Van Halen 2, Diver Down. That's the right answer right there.
I agree with Luis.
And Sammy,
Sammy, I think it's like the order of the albums.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean,
Yep.
5150,
51.
A112.
no,
and-
no, OU812,
How many? What's the numbered albums versus Sammy versus David?
6 and 4.
6 and 4. Well, we forgot one. We forgot Different Kind of Truth, the one from 2012.
Well, for me, I mean, there were 4 eras. Many people say 2. I would say 4. I mean, Diamond Dave era, Van Hagen era, Gary Sharon. That people don't want to talk about that. They
Forgotten
recorded an
era.
album. It was a good tour.
That wasn't part of my homework, so tell me about.
Yeah, well,
That album.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, Van Halen 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Van Halen 3 with Gary Sharon. I mean,
Is that a good album? Okay, or
well, it's my least favorite of all the catalog because I mean,
so it's the worst.
it's the worst. I mean, Eddie Van Halen, he wasn't in a good place. I mean, he produced the album.
He even sang in a song on that album.
Yeah, that's right. At
Eddie?
the end, yeah,
Eddie,
so,
the last
yeah,
song
Eddie
on
Van
the album.
Edward. 'cause
How
he-
many
he like being
say
called
hello?
out.
Hey, say I.
I mean, the tour was another thing. The tour, I think, was successful, but that record, I mean, he has a couple of songs, you know, Without You, I mean, Fire in the Hole, that belongs to a movie. I mean,
Yeah, Little Weapon 4.
Little Weapon 4 is a good song, but again, I mean,
Have you seen a video or heard a recording of the tour with Gary Sharon?
yeah, that's right. They opened it.
Does he play older
Yep.
Sammy?
Yeah, that's right.
They
Is
even
he
played.
do okay?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
They
good.
even played Mean Street.
They play
Oh, well.
Main Street. I mean, Why Can't This Be Love? And Michael Anthony singing that part and part. I mean, Edward Van Halen. So again, it was a good tour. I mean, the tour was good. The record, I mean, it's my least favorite, definitely.
Okay.
And of course, the 4th era. I mean, Different Kind of True when Wolfgang entered to the band.
Okay.
So for me, there's 4 eras: Diamond Dave, Van Hagar, Gary Sharon, and Wolfgang Van Halen getting to the scene. They,
Now, what
and
about,
Michael Anthony.
Yeah, because backing vocals of Michael
Yeah, what about
Anthony.
live?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't
not the same for
Not the
me.
same.
Yeah,
Has,
no.
has anyone here seen like both versions of the Van Halen, the Van Hagar, and the Van Halen? Because I've only seen Dave sing with Van Halen.
I never saw Van Halen. Never.
Oh, which one?
Have you seen, like, I've only seen Dave sing with Van Halen, and that was in the later years, like you said. We talked about it on a previous episode. But what about, have you seen both? Like, have you seen Sammy on tour with Van Halen and Dave?
Well, they got the
Live? Have you seen him? Anybody?
Yeah, I saw it in 2004.
Yeah,
St. Louis
okay.
and Louis
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it here in Jacksonville. Yeah,
Sammy?
To
yeah, with Sammy. Yeah, it was good. I mean,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
I mean, it was good. I mean,
What
again,
album they were pushing?
That's when they got back together in 2004 and they released
So,
that
okay.
the best of
both worlds. They
Best of-
recorded 3 new songs,
3 new songs. I mean, yeah.
but yeah, it was such a show behind the scenes.
Yeah,
like
behind the
like you
scenes
said
it was
earlier.
horrible. I mean, they were fighting. I mean, Michael and Sammy were to one plane. I mean, one plane, and Alice and Edward another one. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, Sammy said that he ended the tour because if not, he was paid a lot of money because of contract stuff. But I mean, it was horrible. I mean, he was, and also Edward Van Halen was in another place too. I mean,
Yeah.
he was really bad in really bad conditions.
Yeah, they had a lot of, I think, strong personalities. I mean, and issues too. Like Diamond Dave was Diamond Dave. He was like out there, wanted to
Oh,
do his own
yeah.
thing. Eddie was, I think, he had some issues with
Diamond
like,
Day
you
was
know,
too full of himself.
drugs
Just
and
yeah,
whatnot. And,
way
you know,
too
so-
full of
I have a
himself.
friend that says that the Van Hagar is basically AOR music.
They had that's several rockers. Yeah.
No, I know, but it's like kind of funny. It's like, well, they might have a point.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of radio hits, way more than with Diamond Dave.
Yeah, definitely they were more successful.
I mean,
like you said, on the radio that with
Yeah, the
David
ba-
Lee Roth. I mean,
the big hits with Diamond Dave came in like 1984.
Yeah.
Panama,
And
Hot for Teacher,
and Jump, yeah.
Jump. Yeah.
Yeah, because before that, the only hit was You Really Got Me. And I think maybe Pretty Woman, maybe, but
Yeah.
other than that, 1984 was the
Which
album.
when that came out, like Jump, I remember I was in college and they have announced that it was going to debut on the radio like at 8 p.m. and it was going to be the first time Van Halen used synthesizers.
Yeah.
And it's like we got all in the dorm room waiting for 8 o'clock to hear Van Halen's new. So that's how big they were. It's like we gotta listen to this live, and I mean, it didn't disappoint. It's what you expect of Van Halen's song. It's a party song.
Yeah, many
It's
people
a have a good time song.
Yeah, many people get mad when they find out that Edward is gonna play keyboard, but he did it also in Women and Children First, and I got a book when because people were so mad that Michael Anthony was playing the keyboard on concerts. Because again, people were so mad that Edward Van Halen was playing keyboard. He was playing keyboard since Women and Children First. So
Yeah. It's synthesizers like were such a rift in bands because like same thing with Rush. I mean, I think that was a dispute among them. Like
Yeah, so,
Alex
I mean-
Lifeson's kind of getting pushed aside. Like we got to bring the synthesizer. you know? And
Black Sabbath
like
used
everybody,
keyboards, and
bands had different. People in bands had different opinions on like trying to bring this new synthesizer
Right.
like into their music.
Now, question though, like I don't know if you guys know that by the time of the Balance Tour, 1995, Van Halen opened for Bon Jovi on a European tour
Yeah,
in
European.
1995, stadium tour in Europe.
Wow.
yeah, they opened for Bon Jovi.
If Diamond Dave was in Van Halen,
They would never.
Yeah.
They would open for anybody.
yep, okay, just
He would have
that
grabbed
was
the
the thing about
microphone.
him, that he could have been cocky, he could have been.
He would have run
like
into a
dick,
stage
but,
with the
yeah.
headlining band playing. He would have run up the stage, grabbed the microphone, and like do whatever he wanted to do. Because there is no way he's playing second fiddle.
Yeah, they were like a party band. I think like you were saying. I mean, that was their.
That was it. That was,
Yeah, that was.
they
their
have like a
motto. Their theme,
genius
their-
guitar player, and they were a party band.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was voted like best guitar player magazine. Best new guitars. I mean, they were the hottest band. And when Van Halen came out,
Yeah, in
I remember
84
because I
it
was
was-
in high
I mean,
school,
they were in their
and
peak, I
you
mean.
had everyone like did book covers back. We had books back then, folks. And you had book covers because you had to protect the books because they were used every year. Nothing changed in school. Like for 10 years in a row, kids learned out of the same damn book. So you had to protect it because for future generations, so they could be taught out of the same book. So you had a book cover. Van Halen logos were on everything, man. They were on books, on posters, on stickers. Yeah,
the
and,
VH or the
they
wings.
were huge, man. You can't even imagine how huge the Van Halen.
That logo.
Yeah, this one right here. There's a
Yeah,
meme.
the old school.
I mean, as far as debut,
There's a meme that
Yeah.
basically has the Van Halen logo, and it's basically said,
Yeah.
"This is the best logo in rock and roll." Changed my mind.
it did not take any time for Van Halen to catch on when they first.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Van Halen, that's the group that got me into listening to rock.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing the Kiss Alive cover, and I was like, "Oh, what is it?" But it was the first Van Halen album, the one that really got me. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I think I'm gonna like this stuff." That I'm listening to.
Because you heard, like I said, you saw and heard David Lee Roth singing, and Eddie Van Halen was just unheard of as far as a guitar player back then.
Well, the first album opens up with was it You Really Got Me?
No,
Running with the Devil.
Running with the Devil,
Devil,
that's
yeah.
right. Eruption and You Really Got Me.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely it
That
was.
trifecta, they're like, boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
Yeah,
It was
it's-
kind of like punk too, because I mean, it was like anti.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It was not anti-parent, but it was like look at Junior's grades and all that stuff. I mean, it was just like for kids, man. It was like It was rebellious. you
Yeah,
know?
Yeah,
party,
it was,
rebellious music. Yeah.
It was mainstream rebellion. Is
Were
what
they
it was.
were they getting rid of the brown M&Ms with Sammy Hagar?
They might have been.
No,
No.
I don't know.
No?
But again, what I
If,
said
if
is,
not, then Diamond Dave. That's it. There you go.
yeah,
There's
it's
no
more mature
discussion.
era with Sammy Hagar. I mean, you can hear him talking about love, and with Sammy Hagar is why can't this be love? more mature era. I mean,
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
they're
yeah.
getting older. I mean, right now, and again with David Lee Roth, I mean, it was.
I mean,
like
they
I
were-
said,
they were-
it's a party all the time.
There were kids when they were like Van Halen 1, and then there were adults in the Van Hagar
Yeah, that's
era.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were like changing, but still you find rockers in all their albums. But
Oh,
they,
yeah, no,
but they
live- I mean, live is-
experimented. There were poppy, like radio-friendly songs. I mean, it's like
Like who? Oh, that with Diamond Dave?
with Sammy.
Ben Hagar.
Oh, with Sammy, okay.
That's
Yeah,
why they
with
were
Sammy.
more successful. I mean,
Yeah.
all the songs. I mean, again, right now, Why Can't This Be Love? I mean, Dreams. Again, In
Cabo-
a Balance.
I love Top of the World.
Cabo Wabo should have
Cabo
been a
Wabo.
single.
Cabo Wabo. I mean,
Cabo Wabo should have been a single.
That's true.
Yeah.
that's a
So-
party
so
song. I
have we
mean,
solved
definitely.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it should have been. I mean, it's a long song, but it should have been a single.
Have,
That's a
have
great
we
song.
solved this argument?
I don't know. We
Is
just
there
keep going.
Is there an answer?
Not for me. I mean, for me, again, every singer brought their stuff to the band. So with David Lee Roth, he was more
If-
heavy, more partying, and Sammy Hagar, more mature era. I mean, but they both.
This is
brought
for
them.
me. It's basically if I had to pick which band I would like to see, which version I would like to see in the peak. If I could go back in time and say, do I want to see Van Halen with Sammy Hagar in the peak, or do I want to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth in their peak? What's the right answer?
Dave.
I'm going Dave.
Well, I would
David
say
Roth.
Dave, yeah.
That's a good way
Dave.
to phrase it.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
David Lee Roth.
If they were two different bands,
Yeah.
let's say they weren't. Let's say it was Van Halen and Van Hagar, and it was two separate different
If
bands.
they will have called
which,
a different name, yeah.
Which
yeah.
band in two different times?
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever,
If
which
you're at a
one-
festival that
which
they both
one would
bands
you-
are playing
Yeah.
the same
Who would
time
headline?
at two different sites of the festivals, which stage would you go to?
Right.
The one with
Right.
Diamond Dave.
Yeah, that's.
Yep.
that's
I mean, in their peak. I mean,
In their
definitely in their
peak.
peak.
No, in their
because Right
peak.
now,
Don't take anything away. They have a ton of hits with Sammy, but when you think Van Halen, you think Diamond Dave, Van Halen.
So we've solved the argument.
and you,
then.
and if you, and
not
if
me,
you,
not me. I would
and
say
if you
50-50. That's it.
if
Yeah.
you need evidence of to see, compare like shows in their peak or whatever, and you still having doubt about it, I think you should go and watch the 1983 US Festival performance of Van Halen. On the have you guys seen that?
The Oz Festival. Yeah.
Just watch that
I
and
didn't see that. Okay.
yeah, just watch that and it's
Is that
like
the
yeah,
one Triumph was in?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
it was
Triumph,
Triumph, us, and Van Halen was the one that closed. They
Okay.
were apparently the first artists in history or something that
got
got
paid
paid
$1
like
million.
$1 million to perform in a festival. 300,000 people,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
and you just watch that and right answer. Sorry, Sammy.
But
So,
but
we
wait,
got
Sammy,
after that, I mean, remember Sammy with Van Halen did the Monsters 2 Rock. I mean, again, it was a good.
Yeah,
festival.
but I was reading articles about that, and basically what they were saying. Yeah, Van Halen was great, but the band that people were talking about.
I was Metallica.
It was
of course,
Metallica.
because I mean, Justin for All. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely.
but
Okay, so the argument
Alright.
will keep going on.
I said 50-50.
Two good eras.
that's the right answer.
There you go.
That's the right
That's the
answer.
right answer.
Okay.
Oh
Wait. We got props.
We got props.
Woo!
Our budget got increased for this
50-50. I can say
episode.
nothing. 50-50. That's it. 50-50.
Okay.
Thank you, Eddie, for
So
saying
here we
that.
go. So for Luis, Papo, Jimbo, myself, Andrew, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment what's your favorite one. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay metal.
Rock fuckers, rock on.